In part B, we need to calculate shadow price and slack. It's easier to calculate slack, which is defined as a difference between amount needed in optimum solution, which we calculated in part A, and amount which is available. So here I'm going to continue with my answer, question number 3, part B, and I'm going to calculate slack for acid. And I know it's a difference between how much is available and how much is needed in optimum solution. And this is my optimum solution, so I need to calculate how much grams of acid I need there. Now I know that for each C I need 1 gram, so I just write that down. And I need half a gram for each unit of L produced, which is 1257.14 units. Now multiplying these two, I get 1457.15, and I know how much is available. That's in our requirements. Remember, available grams of acid are 1600 grams. So subtracting the two, I get the slack, which is 142.85 grams. Shadow price is the maximum amount that we would pay for 1 extra unit of the limited resource, which is silk powder, and at the moment we have 5000 units. So our first step is to add 1 unit of extra resource. So I will just write down the equation, which was for powder 3C plus 2L equals, and now we know that it's plus 1 unit, so it's going to be 5001. I will copy the labor equation, which stays the same, 4C plus 5L equals 9600. Now I need to solve these two equations, so I will multiply by 3, multiply by 4, and I get 12C plus 15L equals 28,800, and here I get 12C plus 8L equals 20,004. Subtracting second equation from the first equation, we get 0C and 7L equals 8796. Therefore L must equal 1256.57, and substituting into first equation, C will equal 829.29. Now we need to calculate new revised contribution, so that is 9 times C plus 8 times L, and that equals to 17,516.17. And shadow price is the maximum we would pay for this 1 extra unit, and you shouldn't pay more than is the increase in your contribution, and your original contribution was 17,514. So let's copy that here. $514.34. Therefore, your shadow price is the difference between the two, and it comes to 1.83 dollars per gram. What is the meaning of our calculation? Well, we calculated that optimum production plan is 1,257 lotions and 828 creams, which is the point B as intercept of orange line and red line, which represents the constraint for powder and labor. These two constraints we call binding. The other two constraints for acid and lotion demand we call non-binding. Both green and blue lines are above point B, which means there is a slack. Our optimum production is 1,257 lotions, so clearly we could increase the production until we reach the lotion demand constraint of 2,000 bottles. Slack is zero for binding constraints of powder and labor, as all of these resources will be consumed in order to produce optimum production plan. Now we could calculate shadow price for these resources. That means if we had more, we could increase our contribution. And we calculated that increasing the amount of powder from 5,000 grams to 5,001, we get some shadow price of 1.83. What it means is that if you increase amount of powder to 5,001, this orange line will move away from the origin. It will shift a little bit, and the optimum point is going to be somewhere here, further away, basically. That means that also the black line is going to move away from the origin and is going to increase the contribution. Shadow price therefore represents the maximum premium that you should be willing to pay for one extra unit of powder. And clearly you don't want to pay all that amount because you want to save some contribution for yourself.